Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern Ned Reynolds, Tuesday morning. What happened in the fog last night?
The fog produced a surprise, maybe, to some people, not to me. There's now only one undefeated team, men's basketball team in America, and that's Miami of Ohio. Arizona, number one team in America, previously undefeated, lost to Kansas last night, 82-78. And why did they lose? Now, this is going to be met with challenges from the KU fans, I understand. But Arizona lost because the game was in Lawrence. Kansas does not lose very often at home. They play again February 28th in Tucson. Maybe a different story. Arizona is a very good basketball team. Kansas is a good basketball team as well. In this game, and you take a look at the stats, Arizona outshot Kansas from the field. They out-rebounded Kansas. They did not outshoot Kansas from the foul line. The foul line, which is subjective, folks. Arizona was 8 of 14 from the foul line. 8 made, 14 tries. Kansas was 21 of 25. All righty. There's the final score, 82-78. All right, KU has a very difficult schedule remaining. They still have to go to rugged Iowa State, and they have a number of really tough games on the schedule, and so does Arizona, for that matter. That's the Big 12 Conference. It is a very good, maybe arguably the best conference in America, and it produced a really good basketball game last night. KU was behind much of the game, came on and rallied down the stretch. Foul shots helped, and the Jayhawks win 82-78. And this is a very big win for them.
It absolutely is. And you guys know that I'm way bigger of a football fan than basketball fan, but I would challenge you to say that that Monday night game was a lot more fun than watching that Sunday night game. That was a lot. I'm telling you right now.
I will not argue that.
Yeah,
no.
Between that and the Olympics, man, it was not too bad. I wasn't grieving too much the loss of football, but it'll be back before you know it. Daytona is back as well. When does qualifying start?
Qualifying is Thursday of this week. The Daytona 500 is coming up Sunday. That's arguably the premier event in NASCAR, and it is Sunday, and it'll encompass about 3 hours on television. And it'll be very good racing. It always is. But you do have the twin 150-mile qualifying races, and Mike, in all honesty, these drivers know who's going to be in the field. It eliminates only a very few of them, but it does establish the position in which they'll start. And if I'm not mistaken, the race for the pole position is held separately. I think that occurs maybe on Wednesday. But on Thursday, the twin 150s, I should say, and then the field will be all set for the race on Sunday.
A lot of fun, always is. Last but not least, Lindsey Vonn announced yesterday she fractured her tibia. Is that right?
The tibia, yeah. This is the shin bone, and it's just not a fracture. It's several fractures. It's going to require, unfortunately for her, several surgical repairs. Now, the doctors all say, hey, she can recover from this, but you have to remember Lindsey Vonn is also 41 years old, and the recovery period is going to probably take maybe a year or more, if in fact it can even be done. Well, we'll see. She's a competitor. She's a gold medalist. She's arguably the best skier ever in this country. But these are serious injuries. She has the knee injury, which of course has to be repaired in itself. That's a ruptured ACL. And she has the multiple fractures in her tibia, the shin bone. And that's going to take an awful lot of willpower to recover from that. Wish her the best, of course, and she has no regrets about what she did. More power to her. That's the heart of a champion.
Absolutely, and wish her all the best. Might be time, though, for some of those youngins like Breezy to come through and be the next in line. So last time we spoke, talked about what happened in Lawrence, and Arizona probably not going to be number one anymore.
That's hard to say, Mike, because the voting for number one is done by the media poll around the country, and their defeat was hardly decisive. 82-78 could have been one. If they drop, I predict it'll be only about one place, maybe down to second, and they may not drop at all, because all the other teams have one loss as well, Houston and Michigan and these teams. So we'll see what happens, but Arizona is number one for the rest of this week anyway, and Kansas is number 9. Kansas, while they had that big win, also has some really tough games ahead of them. They have to go to Ames, Iowa to play Iowa State. Iowa State's really, really good. They still have I believe Houston's on the schedule for them. Arizona has its own tough schedule. Texas Tech and Houston and some of these others still to play. So it's a long way to go before we get to tournament time and seeding time.
We've got more Olympic competition happening today. It's been fun to watch every few years, these sports that I never watch at all. But curling, man, it looks like Team USA going to the gold, which is great.
They are in doubles. They are going to go for the gold. I watched a little bit of that match last night. And it's shuffleboard is what it is, folks. But what they do is knock the other teams. That's part of the objective, is knock them out of the bullseye circle. And it's really well done. Well, the USA right now has 2 medals, and both of them are gold. That's fine in figure skating and in alpine skiing with Breezy Johnson. But the ladies hockey team, which still has a ways to go, is 3-0. They blasted Switzerland last night, and now their next game on the schedule. This is the big one for USA. They're playing Canada. It is an arch rivalry. Many of the Canadian players are college players from this country, so there's a lot of rivalry going on. The USA curling team, as Mike mentioned, will go for the gold. Many events still to go over at Milan Cortina, and it is good competition. Men's hockey has yet to begin. I think that's probably in the next day or two. I have to give the NHL All-Stars from various countries time to recover from the trip to Italy.
And work together, too, as a team. They need a little bit of practice time as well. Have you ever been to Italy before? Did you ever go? You ever got a chance? Man,
My brother was stationed there, but I was not.
I got to tell you one thing. After watching these for the last few days, I really need to figure out a way to get over there. Because, golly, that
beautiful country.
Man, some of those buildings, that whole area is just absolutely gorgeous. But a poor boy from the Midwest, it's going to be tough to make his way over there. All right, in the Missouri Valley Football Conference is now losing someone else, and that's a pretty big deal.
This is the marquee team, North Dakota State. They are going to go to the Mountain West, and what's interesting, Mike, is they're going this year. There's no weight involved. They're going to play a Mountain West Conference schedule this year, which involves all sorts of clerical work and changing schedules and so forth. But this is North Dakota State, the 10-time Division I AA national champions, leaving in football only. Now, the other sports are going to stay in the Missouri. I'm sorry, they're not in the Missouri Valley. They're in the Summit Conference, I should say. They'll stay in the Summit Conference for the others. But for football, they go to the Mountain West from the Valley. What's interesting about the whole switch is this. To make this transition, North Dakota State has to pay the Mountain West Conference $12 million. And that's not all. They have to pay the NCAA $5 million for switching divisions, which they have to do. Now, North Dakota State is going to be 1A or FBS in football, just like the Bears, and the Bears are certainly very familiar with this procedure because they had to pay. But the fact of the matter is, it's a lot of money, but they make a switch. They're going to be, North Dakota State's a good team. They can play with virtually anybody. And who knows, lucrative bowl games might be forthcoming. We'll see.
Well, and I think they can see the writing on the wall in that conference, and it doesn't also hurt that a lot of alumni from that school currently or have been in the National Football League. So their alums got some money to throw around, so that's probably going to help ease the burden of that.
Question is this more than anything else. North Dakota is not a real big state, not a populous state at all. Now, I've been to the North Dakota State Football Arena. It's inside. They play in the Fargo Dome in Fargo, and it's very nice. Seats about 20, 21, 22,000. But is that going to be enough for teams in the Mountain West? That's Wyoming, Nevada, Las Vegas, San Diego State, people like that. Yes, it probably will be because they don't draw all that. They draw maybe in the 30,000s. But by the same token, if North Dakota State can afford it, they'll certainly be able to play in it. That's a good program. And I wonder about the rest of the Valley teams. South Dakota State is also another colossus. Might they be considering a move? Well, we'll wait and see what happens.
Definitely going to be some changes in that conference for sure, Ned. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.